Sometimes you just got to get those vocal cords going. Right, they're going. So, greetings my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy, how are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today I'm going to be making something super simple. I'm going to be making garlic confit. Now, what is garlic confit? You might have heard of this. You might have seen the hashtag on the TikToks or on social media. And all it is low and slow cooking process that originally was meant to be a form of preservation. The process involves cooking something. It could be meat. In this case, it's going to be garlic, and we're going to be cooking it in a lot of fat. You can use goose fat, duck fat. We're going to be using oil today. Duck confit, for example, the meat is salted, cooked in duck fat, and then the fat is allowed to solidify. And so essentially the meat is sealed in the fat, and you can keep it for quite a while, several months. Amazing. In this case, it's not going to be a great way to preserve the garlic. It's going to be delicious, no doubt, but garlic does not inherently have a lot of acid in it, and you need some of that acid to can or preserve something. This confit process also will yield lots of garlic oil, which is precious as well. My mom would make a dish for my brother and I growing up called emmymade, which is just basically oil noodles using garlic oil. She did not confit the garlic. She would fry them into little crisp chips, but that oil was really precious and she would use it to flavor our favorite style of noodle, our favorite growing up. Super simple, just a little bit of soy sauce, a pinch of sugar, and this beautiful garlicky oil. So that's what I'm planning to do with the oil that we get from this. So garlic confit is nothing new. There are lots of recipes all over the internet, but I will include some links to the videos that I watched for inspiration, and let's go ahead and get started. It's super simple. You just need garlic, you need some kind of oil, and you need some heat. So I've got myself a head of garlic. We're gonna do about 3 heads of garlic. You can do as much as you like, but you might as well do a few heads at a time because you are gonna be spending a couple hours cooking this. So why not have a good sized batch? I've seen people do entire bags from Costco of peeled garlic, but that takes, I think, like 7 hours or something. If you've got that time, go for it. But we're just doing 3 heads, which is about 1.5 cups of whole garlic cloves. So my favorite way to separate the cloves from the head is to take the garlic like this and turn it upside down and then press on it. I find that it separates a bit better when you go upside down. And then you can just separate the cloves like that. And there are lots of methods to peel garlic. I have a few videos on how to do it. If you're doing a few heads of garlic, my favorite way of doing it is this technique. I've seen some people put it in a jar. I've tested that technique. It works well for just a couple cloves of garlic, but if you've got a whole bunch, you just simply don't have enough force against the cloves to rattle all the skins off. So this is my favorite way for a lot of garlic. So take a bowl. I learned this from Nadia Hussein. We're going to take some boiling water and just pour that right on top. And this is not going to cook the garlic. This is kind of a similar technique to peeling tomatoes. And pour that in there and let it soak for about 30 seconds to a minute. And then I've got some cold water here. And then you just transfer the cloves to the cold water, which helps you peel them. And then the skin just slides right off. Like that. So I found with some of these cloves that the skin can be a little bit stubborn, a little bit thick. So if you use a paring knife just to start to ripping it, and then the water gets in there, and then it's super easy to get out of its jacket. So just a little tip. And by the way, because I know someone's going to ask, I get my glasses from glassesusa.com, and I'll include a link to them down below. I'm going to pour them into a heat-proof container. I'm just using a little pot. You can use a saucepan, anything that can tolerate heat. A little heat-proof ceramic dish will be fine as well. So pop those in there. Now we're going to add some oil. I'm going to be using olive oil. You can use whatever oil you like that's relatively neutral in flavor. Grapeseed oil would be good as well. We're going to be cooking this at 200 degrees, which is a relatively low temperature. If you were cooking it at a higher temperature, then I definitely would use something like grapeseed oil. But since I've got so much olive oil here, this is what I'm choosing to use. So we're going to add that to our garlic, and we're going to cover the garlic. So a good amount of oil, like that. completely submerged. Now you can cook this on the stove top as long as you have a thermometer. You want to keep this at 200 degrees. You don't want to get this too hot. And we want to do this low and slow. That's the whole point of confit. So the oven, of course, has a thermostat, so it's much easier to control the temperature. Cover that, and then pop this into a 200-degree Fahrenheit oven and cook it for about 2 to 2.5 hours. You might want to check it halfway and see when the garlic is nice and buttery and soft. It should have kind of a golden color to it. And yes, we're gonna let it cool just for a little bit before we taste it. I think you could still have it hot as well, but definitely cool it down before you store it. And we'll give our garlic confit a taste. It's super simple and easy, right? Like the whole process of peeling the garlic is probably the most painful part, but with the boiling water technique, it's not painful at all. And we're just letting the oven do its work. Alrighty, my lovelies, I will see you in a couple hours when our garlic is all beautifully cooked. Okay, see you in a little bit. Alrighty, lovelies, I'm back. It's been about 2.5 hours. My garlic took a little bit longer than what was stated in the recipe. It took about 2 hours and 45 minutes, but I had mine set about 200 degrees. If your oven's a little bit warmer, 250, it'll take a little less time. But the garlic is wonderfully soft, and now we are ready to taste it. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. Look at the garlic in there. Isn't that beautiful? I forgot to mention, if you want to add some herbaceous, herby flavors to your garlic and oil, you can add some herbs in the beginning. I wanted this to be just garlic and olive oil so that I could tailor it and add it to different kinds of recipes. If you add some rosemary, if you add it to my mom's noodle dish, for example, that would taste a little bit off. So I wanted to keep it just plain garlic for mine, but feel free to make it your own. So I've got 2 pieces of beautiful bread here that I've toasted up. And now we're gonna take our garlic. No need to butter it because there's plenty of olive oil in here. Look at that color, isn't that beautiful? It's got a nice caramel color to it, not too dark. You don't wanna burn your garlic because it gets quite bitter. Looks gorgeous. Now we're gonna add it to our toast, like this. And because the garlic is so soft, we can just smash it down. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? It just becomes one with the bread. Smush it in. That's how you know your garlic is fully cooked, when it just mushes like that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, we didn't add any salt to this, so I'm gonna add a little salt now. Boop, 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 boop. And that's it. Garlic confit. Here we go. Itadakimasu. Really good. The garlic flavors really mellow out, but it's still very present and intense, but not sharp. Also, it softens, so it has this really great kind of creamy, soft texture to it. And it's a little bit sweet too. The garlic has more of a sweet, mellower flavor. It's still remaining quite intense. It's delicious. I think this would make a delicious sauce in a pasta dish. Just taking some of this garlic, mushed up, extra olive oil, or you could use the garlic olive oil, add a splash of soy sauce, pepper, salt, toss your pasta into that. What else would this be good on? A cheese board? You could have a little pile of these. Oh my gosh, it would be delicious on a hot bowl of rice with an egg, with kimchi. Oh yeah. Just like that. I've eaten my whole slice of toast. So good. Absolutely delicious. You do have to be a huge fan of garlic, but I don't imagine you making garlic confit unless you liked garlic. So that's sort of a moot point. Now don't forget, garlic has a pretty low acidity, so allow this to cool to room temperature, place it in a clean jar, and then place it in the refrigerator. It'll keep there for a couple weeks. When you want to serve it, take a couple pieces of garlic out, let it come to room temperature, smear it on your bread, add it to whatever recipe you like. Alrighty, my lovelies, there you have it. Homemade garlic confit, absolutely, totally up to the hype, delicious, wonderful. Could be so useful in so many different recipes and really takes no effort at all. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Check out my website. I'll include a printable version of this recipe, and like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! All right, excuse me while I have a little bit more garlic and toast. Bye-bye.